A Woodland is our Delirium card because like kind of a big part of the combo is like we just draw Woodland naturally because it's a land. We have 4 of them. We go Buried Alive for Familiar Ygra, and then we just Woodland copy Ygra, and it's very hard to disrupt. I think went through Dispute 1 Cash Grab. I mean we have 4 Overlord and 4 Rumble, so like we are. I think we're good on like Cash Grab like effects and also the Suppliers. Sorry. Maybe we can play 23 lands, but I think with 3 towers, I kind of want 24. 23 might be okay. We also have the 4 Goose. 23 is probably okay. I don't think I want to play Gorios. It's like this card is just pretty castable in our familiar Phyrexian Tower, Rumble, Dispute deck. Weirdly castable. Okay, I mean, we're just a Ygra away from winning here. We have a lot of looks at milling one. Yeah, I mean, I know our type count isn't that good, but we have so much self-mill. It feels like Delirium will be pretty doable. Although we don't have any creature MDFCs to get back with Overlord like we did yesterday. We can maybe get back the Hexmage and go Overlord Hexmage. There's a Ragavan. Let's see what we draw. Another Woodland. Yeah, I'm gonna play this, I think. I think I'm gonna grab Gilded Goose probably over the Hexmage because I don't have green mana, but let's see what we. Yeah, now that we have this Ygra in the yard, we're definitely grabbing Gilded Goose. Method with the 5 months. Still need to get one more type, but seems pretty, you know, yeah. The Supplier will die, probably. Kind of cool to Blood Moon here. In a Buried Alive Ygra build, can't use Scavenger's Talent plus Cookbook plus Daredevil. Oh, sorry, what is Scavenger's Talent again? Okay, that's interesting. The new class. Black, enchantment class. Whenever 1 or more tokens die, make a food. This ability triggers once. Level 2, whenever you sack a permanent, mill 2. Level 3, may sacrifice 3. I mean, to say that we can level up a class to level 3 to return our thing feels a little disingenuous as like saying that this can be our engine or whatever. Okay, so I want to reanimate Hexmage, right? Does mean I can't reanimate Ygra with my Nightmare next turn. I do have Delirium now. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave this back to block. We can combo next turn. Oh wait, I guess I don't have my. I forgot to put my cats in the yard. Okay, maybe we can't combo next turn. In Pioneer, it's awesome. Yeah, it's just not really possibly a modern card. Okay, so they do have the Blood Moon, which is a problem. I'm gonna take a second Gilded Goose here. Not sure how much that makes sense. You might just kill them with this, though. I haven't posted on the Mox field yet. I guess I can real quick. Okay, with the Johnny with Bombardment's probably going to get us here. They deal 4 damage to my Overlord and they ping it. Pox with the tier 1, thank you so much. Let's go next game. Okay, so we'll bring in the Abrupt Decays, I think. And I don't know if I also want any number of mites. We might want some mites. I'm going to cut the Bloodghast. I might want to go away from this package, although I'm worried about not having enough enchantments. I guess if I just do, if I bring in the mites, my card type count is still pretty good. I could do something like this. Yeah, I don't think this package is great in this matchup. Let's do something like this and then just see how it feels. What is the other card that's similar to Return the Ranks for things in the exile falling upkeep? I think you're kind of Rally the Ancestors. Is that what you're talking about? All right, I'm gonna keep this one. It's a little bit weird. Kind of does nothing if our Goose gets bolted turn 1. It is always good to have 2 Cauldron Familiars in this deck, I would assume. When you're playing Gogari, when would you want to have Abrupt Decay in the board versus push? When you care about removing 3 mana artifact and enchantment based lock pieces like Blood Moon, Static Prison, Rest in Peace, you know, not that anybody plays that card, but cards like that. Pithy Needle. In addition to like Soulless Jailer and there's the normal Boros creatures. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna block with the cat and then Deadly Dispute here. Okay. Still gonna Deadly Dispute. Land. Probably I should have played the Verdant Catacombs so I can get Forest. We do win if we draw a Ygra, which is cool. Yeah, so we could have got the Swamp and killed the Bombardment instead, which might have been nice, but this is also not so bad. We also might have enough mana to like rumble into a Ygra too, which is cool. Oh, we just drew it. It's cool. So I can go Phyrexian Tower, black. Now, I've never executed this combo before, but I'm pretty sure I just go click this, click this. Yeah, not too bad. This might just be weirdly pretty playable. This is worse against surgical. She used treasure instead of food. Noted. Okay, going to game 3. 3-card combo my modern. Well, yeah, one of the exciting things is that Buried Alive just finds it, and we have like there's like a lot of good self mill with like Rumble, Overlord, Supplier. And then you can like Woodland it. But yeah, it is. We'll see. We'll see. This is an exciting start. I'm gonna try to get Swamp into Forest here. My opponent has, I think, Mulligan to 6. Yeah, Mulligan to 6. There are 4 rounds of the challenge still in progress. Yeah, 4. We're 2-1 in the challenge with John Delirium. It's more of a 2.5 card combo since you only need 2 on the field, isn't it? I mean, that's a little like semantic-y, I think. Equinox of the 25. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Merfolk with a 12. Thank you also. I take this hit. I'm probably going to Nightmare back my Supplier next turn. Oh, well, never mind. I think I like just Haywire Mite, block, exile, Static Prison well enough here. Well, I should have fetched my Forest first, because now if they have a burn spell I get kind of got. Although I don't like need this Supplier that bad, I guess. How does the Ygra cat combo work? So it makes all of your creatures food in addition to the other types, so you can sack one of your cats as a food to return a cat, and the process draining for one each time. See, a little bit missequencing here. Not the biggest deal. I might want to Surveil since I need a land kind of badly. I think I'll do that. They don't have a basic plains in play, so Moon is like a little less likely, and I definitely don't want to draw a second Ygra here. Tap land, 2 cards in their hand. We also can actually just combo with just the swamp, which is kind of interesting. I didn't draw my land, so I'm just going to be a little bit more mana efficient, play a Nightmare with the intention to go like Familiar, reanimate Supplier, and then my second Nightmare will have enough energy to get back a Ygra. Could also maybe get back Haywire Mite. We do have 24 lands in our deck. At the moment, I'm kind of happy about that number. So, if I mill a Cauldron Familiar with this reanimated Stitcher Supplier, or with the Sacrifice Supplier to get back the Ygra, we can combo. So I think we should go for that, and if it doesn't work, then we just have the other Familiar in our hand to win, and we're not under that much pressure. Well, maybe they'll be able to remove this, and then like the Ygra is just kind of tough to get back. Oh shoot! And I don't have the other. I need another food in play to start the loop. I did mill the other cat, but I don't have enough food. Okay, never mind. This was probably incorrect. Growing pains. Ring, 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 ring. Yes. With this work in Legacy? I mean, I haven't brewed in Legacy and enough time to not really comment on it. Okay, so now we can go off at instant speed. I think that the speed that we want to go off at, and we have a lot of redundancy here. Now we have a lot of ways to get this loop going. But this does target, so we have to wait till my opponent untaps. Oh no, it's each opponent. It's each opponent. I thought for sure it targeted. Okay. Never mind. Good thing. Good time to double check. And we even beat Surgical here. Not that they would have probably already used it, right? Okay, that is pretty promising. So keep this. Kind of a slower hand, but we are on the play. It's another Gigantha deck. If they're Boros again, I guess we have to get Forest, huh? Maybe I probably just can't afford that with all these black cards and no other black mana. Can maybe try to Boseiju the Blood Moon. Okay, my opponent has disconnected. Yikes. Well, then, let's see if they come back. Oh, and then my decision to double queue is... There are 3 matches still playing when I went to the bathroom. They've all finished now. Did I see Mozart drop to do single after 233 years? Well, yes, I'll be releasing my response diss track very soon. Oh, yeah, sorry. This Ygra list was the one I just, like, copied and started editing over. Gigantha Verdant Catacombs. A little weird. I'm gonna graveyard that. Now we just have Delirium, which is nice. Can maybe reanimate it with Nightmare. Let's take a Supplier. Kind of choked on black, man. I was kind of hoping to find a black source off the Rumble. Is what it is. I mean, I don't know. This deck is exciting. I'm actually just going to go ahead and concede so we can focus on the challenge match. We'll just play some more, you know. And has trample. That's more power creep. And has annihilator. That's more power creep. And then it has flying. Has more power creep. That is lifelink. It's a downside. It's a downside. Balanced. Yeah, power creep Death Shadow is you remove you remove all the text in the middle of the box. It's just 1 mana 13/13. And these questions are always really funny. You know, I don't know how to answer them. We're playing the challenge on Spike, and then we're playing leagues on Timmy. So I think because they could have Spell Snare here, a pretty popular modern card, I'm going to go try double spell myself and do this and play Overlord, which doesn't actually get Spell Snared. Oh, I also just noticed they're playing 80 cards. We've been to Cauldron Familiar, which is nice too. I'm going to go ahead and grab Supplier. It's turn 2. I have 11 cards in my graveyard. It's pretty fun. Let's see if this Rumble gets countered. They did have the snare. It's so funny because people just learned how to build 80 card decks, but nobody knows how to build a 70 card deck. Nobody knows how to build a 75 card deck. It's still 60 or 80 despite Yorion being banned. Oh, cool. That doesn't do anything. I guess they have to answer it eventually, but we don't mind so much. Do I have enough? I guess I don't have enough green. Oh, I might actually, so I can go sack this, see what we mill. Yeah, if I could cast this Buried Alive and then get Bloodghast and then bring the Bloodghast back and sack it to Tower, we could do it, but the Bloodghast isn't going to come back. Is the problem. Or it's not going to come back right now, I should say. But that's okay. We're just going to grab Bloodghast Familiar. Because you already have Ygra in the yard. To be honest, I Buried Alive. Yeah, I mean, I think Buried Alive is the clear correct option here. Okay, I'm gonna graveyard that because if they exile my Bloodghast, I kind of need something else to do. Cast the One Ring. Okay, they didn't cast the One Ring. But we can just try to combo at instant speed here. And they have no... I don't know how easily they can stop this because they don't have any ooze to sack. This is only artifacts or creatures opponents control become foods. Okay, so we turn this into a Ygra. Sack our Bloodghast to return a Cauldron Familiar. We don't have a food. We do have a food. Ygra turns all of your creatures into foods. It's very, very, very weird card. But that's also why the combo works. Now I'm going to go ahead and just bring back my Bloodghast so that I have another food to start the combo should my opponent wake up with another card here. Yeah, this deck is super exciting. We're probably going to start Monday with it. I'll probably tweak it some more over the weekend. Oh, you thought we had to use Tower, I see. You know, these like 5-mana cards, you usually don't think about them too much, but you got Phyrexian Tower, you got Rumble, you got a lot of Ramp, you got Woodland, you got Buried Alive. And this combo just seems super hard to interact with. Like, if my opponent can't Leyline Binding Ygra or Solitude, I guess they could Solitude Ygra because they could say the Solitude's a food, actually. But we could also just respawn and go off again. And the fact that it like wins at instant speed and wins through the ring is like such a big deal. It wins at instant speed with Woodland. Oh my gosh, sorry, my opponent is playing very slow. Did actually mess up there. Just let the triggers resolve. Oh, and even click the same one? Okay, well that's a little bit of a goof. I think they're just trying to understand, though. Yeah, I mean, Surgical is kind of tough to beat if they use it aggressively, I think. You know, I'm starting to get a little bit of Rumble Woodland fatigue, but there's so many brews you could do. Okay, probably win some Haywire Mites against them. I don't know, they're playing 80 cards. Let's do something like this. Is 3 Endurance just a metagame call? I guess. I mean, isn't that kind of all sideboards are just metagame calls? I mean, this is just a rough draft sideboard of a new brew too. But there's a lot of graveyard decks. Hexmage is for our overlords. It heals all the counters. You just start attacking with it. It's our new tech. It was pretty good yesterday in our mono black list. To explain combo, Ygra plus 2 Cauldron Familiars is infinite drain. It turns all your creatures into foods, so it turns your familiar into foods. You can sack one familiar to return the other familiar. And also, like, Nightmare can return Ygra too, which is pretty fun. Okay, -1 familiar. Gonna be careful, I guess, about exposing this. Spell Snare, 80 cards, by the way. Nope, just surveilling now. There's a Ygra. Yeah, I guess I kind of just want to cast that next turn. Just cast it as a 5-drop. We'll see. I'm just going to play this. We'll see what happens. Maybe they ring and I'll just might, but I'll cast this. If they deal with it, it's not that big a deal. Think of Temur Grinding Station Breach. I think that deck's good. Corey has put a ton of work into it. And I like Corey's list. One thing is it's like when you have an archetype that is like winning a lot and like one player is like kind of like primarily the one working on it, almost entirely the one working on it, and it's doing well. That's always something you should like look at, where like small metagame share, high win percentage usually ends up being like a pretty good tournament choice. Cavern of Souls. Name's Elemental. Yeah, so I'm just gonna cast Overlord here, see what happens. Return my Hexmage maybe, or you know whatever I mill. Didn't do this yesterday. I can grab a Supplier here. Just dig for another familiar with it. No play from our opponent on that turn cycle. Oh, our fun has been raveled. Although we can get back Hexmage and then use the Hexmage to flip the Overlord. Is Hexmage over Overlord? Yeah, I mean, it has like some text against other cards, but... Yes, Overlord is a new card, and so we're kind of just testing this this synergy. And the synergy's been pretty good, I think. Milling all of our fetchables, though. Don't think I'm going to play the Mite out yet. Hexmage kill Teferi. No, I'm going to pull my counters out and then maybe attack Teferi next turn. 12 cards, 2 card types. Yeah, I mean, we can sack a Haywire Mite for Delirium, though. Can play red removal better by just attacking the Teferi first, I guess. But I think I'm likely enough to combo my opponent this turn if I can just mill over another cat. That I should just do this. Yeah, if you blink an Overlord with like Felia, it returns his creature, so could be something there. I'll try to figure out a Felia Overlord deck, because Overlord has been pretty good, and maybe simply put, it's like Felia is higher card quality than Hexmage, and so maybe you can find a deck that wants both. Maybe you could play Felia over Hexmage here, although you have to attack with Felia, you don't have to attack with Hexmage. That is definitely notable, right? Okay, so let's bring back the Bloodghast, and then I think we cast Cauldron Familiar, and then just cast Ygra and pass. Yeah, I mean there are battles. I hate like the invasion of Alara though. Aren't they super dead? I mean, my opponent has 4 cards in their hand and 6 mana up. If we were playing against a brick wall, if we're playing in the solitaire queue, we would win. I'm trying to win the game here. Yes, my opponent has 4 cards in hand and 6 mana up, so we'll see what they have. It's not solitaire. Couldn't we try to dig for cat with Supplier? We have a cat. Look, there's a cat. My opponent is spending 6 mana here. Is this Typhoon? Okay. Okay. You know what? That's fine. Forgot that they had plus the Teferi. So I'm gonna play my land. Now I can combo. And I can combo in response to a removal spell. And now, if this Mite resolves, I can combo in response to 2 removal spells, etc., etc. I guess I could already can do in response to 2 because the ghast. I know you hate Dread Arbor. Oh no. Why would you say that? Yeah, there's a good chance Arbor is correct to play. So this is basically our second match with the deck. I think we're about to be 2-0. We did play another one. We just scooped on turn 1 so we could focus on the challenge. funny. Oh, I guess it's a little awkward because I mean I could just sack here, but you have to have one in the yard, right? Did exile the cat and play last turn of Solitude? Wouldn't we have been unable to combo? Might have been safer to sack a tower that cast Ygra. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's good to talk about, good to think about very early into learning the deck. So we're on the draw against probably Boros Energy, since the chat bot said that they were playing Boros and they revealed a Gigantha. Don't love having it no 1-drops on the draw. I'm going to try mulliganing and not feeling very confident that that's the correct decision. And for better or for worse, we have a hand with 1-drops. What's your criteria for including or excluding the Altanek package? It's a little bit too early for me to give you like a heuristics, I think, on that. I am trying to the thing is I'm trying to test this package and I'm trying to test Say Its Name, and I think you basically never want Say Its Name, Altanek, and Rumble, and you always want Rumble if you're playing green. And so in this deck, the Overlords are pretty important because we don't have like other colors. Or sorry, not other colors, other card types. Like we kind of need the enchantment for Delirium, where if we just played Say Its Name, we just wouldn't have the type. It's kind of weird, right? So that's kind of why I'm doing it here, but I think we could still play. We could figure it out. It would not be too bad. Okay, I'm definitely gonna take Woodland here. Things are looking very good for our combo potential. Although I guess we are missing a type. I don't know if I want to block the cat and flip the Ajani yet. The Overlord's been like kind of shockingly good. Okay, well, that is kind of as I couldn't have asked for a better thing. Flage is so funny. Flage is just so awful sometimes. Okay, and then here Overlord being an enchantment is giving us our critical Delirium. Now we need to spend at least a turn casting a cat. And then I guess I'm just going to play another one here. And then we do need to get one in the graveyard here, so we'll happily block a cat token when they attack. I'm assuming they'll attack. Would Bobble make sense? Yeah, you could play Bobble. Like, you could make it work. And, like, especially because you could cut the Hexmages. So it's like, instead of 4 Overlords, 3 Hexmage, you can play 4 Say It Name, 2 Altanek. And then that gives you room to play some other types, some other cards. You can maybe play 4 Deadly Dispute. I'll think about it some more. And I will say I'm pretty excited about this list at the moment. And there's a very good chance at the moment it's what we're going to start with on Monday. But, you know, things change over the weekend all the time. Goose can also sack cat. Oh, right. Okay. But that's a big Pioneer thing, right? Kind of feels like we should be playing Priest of Fellrights too. I mean, I do hate that card. I would, maybe you could elaborate on that some. Okay, so they get rid of one of my geese, or my familiars, which means I must find another one to combo. I do have an Overlord, so can I go? Yeah, I do have enough mana to go Overlord into copy. When would you play more than one Altanek? Basically, only if I was like Discover comboing, if I had like weird Deliria or like Cascade requirements, I think. I'm not sure that there would be another scenario. Okay, so let's grab a Supplier. So next turn we can dig a bit deeper. But here I'm just going to play a Hexmage, which maybe I'll peel the counters off the cat token if they are too aggro, but otherwise I'm going to peel the counters off my Overlord probably. Spooky with the 46 months. Welcome back. Appreciate you. What else is Hexmage enabling than Overlord? Just Overlord. it has, there are, it can kill a Johnny, it can kill a Teferi, it can get counters off the ring, it can shrink a Murktide, it can do a few other things, but it is this is mostly just a synergy I'm exploring here, and we could do a different plan potentially. So they're targeting me, and then they have the enough energy to jump something else. I wonder if it was how correct it was for them to just flip the Ajani. Yeah, I might have just been dead to that. I might still be dead. I'm not sure. We'll find out in a second. Yeah, I think they're just trying to kill me with this, but then I can survive via Hexmage. I think, maybe not. Okay, so they've gone on this cat for some reason. So I guess I do still have to shrink this because I can't flip the Ajani. So let's go to blocks and then go. Block here, block here. If I shrink this, I'll take 2. Yeah, it's supposed to be alive, and then. Oh no, did I need? I might need the spawn token for the mana actually. Ugh. Yeah, sorry. I was supposed to block Cauldron Familiar on Amtraptor, and then I was supposed to block Sack on the cat, I think. Because I kind of need the spawn mana so I could go Supplier looking for another cat here. So that might end up costing us. I think the black-green filter land would be good. I mean, it could be. Yeah, not sure if I have. A lot of outs at this point. I'm very close. Yeah, but I just can't Boseiju this and Woodland. Okay. To game 2 we go. So last time we played this matchup, I got the Overlords and the Hexmages, which I'm not sure is correct, but I kind of think, like, when you bring in so many cards against decks like this, it's just kind of good to bring in packages. Or cut packages. So let's try this, and then go to the next game. Yes, we got Ygra plus 2 Cauldron Familiars is a win, and then it's cool that you can Buried Alive for all 3, and like Woodland them. On the plane. If Gilded Goose is a food, can you sack it to itself to make mana? Maybe. Probably. I think so. So I think I'm putting back basic swamp, and then maybe we can rumble for land number 3. Golgari cat food. Quite the name. If you had spawn, you could have copied Ygra then Boseiju for 1 mana. I thought, yes, maybe. I might still have been 1 mana short. I'm not sure. Phyrexian Tower would have been nice. Although we do find land number 3, which is also good. Better to leave the ghast in the yard. Delirium is online. Yeah, maybe if we had made the right block, we would have won. All right, well. Round 5 of the challenge is about to start. Watch out for Moon. Well, I'll watch, I guess. I don't know how well I can play around it here. In fact, I need to use the restroom. Round 5 is about to start. I'm just going to scoop and then Focus on round 5. We're 3-1 in the challenge. 3 more rounds of Swiss after this one, or including this one. Let's get going.